All right, Hacksters, what's up? We are back live again. And this week we have some cool stuff to keep you busy throughout the course of the week. First up, we have Hackster.io, which is a... Ooh, there we go. It is a hardware security conference. It's the first dedicated conference that I've heard of for this particular topic, and it's been going for a few years now, so they've got kind of their system down. But they also are doing a virtual conference for the first time this year for obvious reasons, and that is happening this Thursday and Friday, April 30th and May 1st. It is free online. You register on this website, Hackster.io. It's WEAR.io, and you'll get the Zoom link. You'll also get the schedule in the registration page. It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time both days, and you can also find the schedule of it via one of the top links up here. So a couple of things that I'm excited about with this. On the second day, there is a talk by John McMaster. He's a returning speaker. I've seen him present at SuperCon before, and I saw him actually present at Hackster.io last year, where he was talking about using an infrared camera to trace the route that signals take through a chip in order to reverse engineer the chip itself. It was ridiculous. It's so cool. This guy really knows his stuff, and he also knows his way around an electron microscope, which is pretty cool. So I would definitely at least attend that talk. And there's a bunch of other cool ones as well. You can find the speakers here. They have a bunch of information on how exactly it's going to work. I'm interested in how they're doing this breakout room system. So Zoom has an option where you can do breakout rooms and sort of send people into little tiny groups and stuff. And they're going to be using that to create live discussion rooms after each talk. So after the Q&A session for each talk is over, you'll have a choice to either stay in the main track or continue the discussion with the speakers and a moderator in the breakout room. It's intended to be more interactive, so everyone in there is invited to use their mic and video to engage in the conversation, ask questions, and share your ideas. It's only 30 minutes long, but this seems like a cool way to try and emulate that sort of alley con or hallway con effect that you get from having actual physical conferences, you know, where everyone's kind of hanging out in the hallway afterwards and trying to like grab the speaker to be like, oh man, what a cool thing. Can I ask you this one question? And you get to like have that experience online. I think it's really cool. I can't wait to check it out. So that's at WEAR.io. Or check out the link in the description to this video as always. Second up, we have a variety of workshops on Hackster.io/workshops. So if you're looking for something to do, a way to upskill during this time, that's a great way to start. Particle is a fantastic IoT company who has worked with, they've built boards that are compatible with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mesh, cellular, and more. So the one that is addressed in this workshop is the Particle Argon. It is a Wi-Fi plus Bluetooth module, and they've got a whole kit that you can get for this, which is $99, and you can find that at the bottom of the page, the IoT Wi-Fi Starter Kit. The workshop itself is 5 modules covering claiming your first particle device, exploring particle functions, variables, and publish and subscribe, exploring Bluetooth Low Energy, using webhooks and third-party integrations, which I think is really fantastic for doing things like integrating with other services that you use, REST APIs and things like that. And then finally, integrating a particle solution with Azure IoT Central for people who use Microsoft Azure for data collection and visualization and things like that. Yeah, Particle is a really mature company at this point, and so I think it's a great hardware, what would you call it, family, I guess, to get into. Plus, the code that you use is very similar to Arduino, and so any skills that you already have from the Arduino family are going to translate over really easily into Particle, and you get all of these really nice, like any code that you write for one Particle device will pretty much run on any of the other ones that has, you know, as long as if you write Bluetooth code for one and the Particle device is like an old Photon that doesn't have that, then it's not going to work, obviously. But it's really nice how you can sort of port code over between the different devices, and it's very friendly. So go check that out. That is the Particle 101 workshop, and you can find that and other ones on Hackster.io/workshops. That's the top one. We've got mini Z technical training courses. We've got a primer on 5G. Why? How? And now what? You've got Azure Sphere technical training course. That's a very hardware security focused board. So again, if you're interested in hardware security, just like with Hardware.io, you can check out the Azure Sphere board. We actually did a Securing Everything with Azure Sphere contest last year. And so not only do we have a course available for that, but there's a ton of cool, useful, well-documented applications already out there. So for sort of those of us who learn more by building projects, but you can kind of get a primer and then explore. I think it's a great combo. You've got technical training courses for the Ultra 96, which is a 96 boards compatible AVNet board, and then FPGA Design Essentials, Implementing Algorithms. That looks fascinating. I think that's with Adam Taylor, who's sort of our resident FPGA expert. Yeah, it is. That guy's great. You should totally take this course. If you're curious about FPGAs, go look at it, for sure. Finally, we have a new show from some of our friends. So Sean Himmel has worked with Hackster a few times. He's one of our good friends, and he's just started with someone else whose name eludes me. It's something Harris. Harris Kenny. So Sean and Harris Kenny have just started this thing called the Hello Blink Show, which is a podcast about business growth, but as the name implies, it's sort of hardware focused, at least so far. Sean's a huge hardware nerd. He really knows his stuff. I'm not familiar with Harris, but I'm sure that he also, is no newcomer. And they're interviewing some really cool people. So this latest one is about the Spyro Wave, a ventilator, making the Spyro Wave with Joel Murphy. It is a bridge ventilator system that can be widely used in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, and they talk about how designers and small business owners can contribute to the network. Fantastic. It was recorded a couple of weeks ago, so some of the information may not be up to date. But you can subscribe to this podcast. Also check out some of the past episodes. Our friend Kitty Young is on there talking about how to start a fashion brand. She makes really cool technologically augmented fashion. You can see art by physicist kittyyoung.com. She's also created an entirely separate fashion label, she's been going through that process, and she's sharing her journey with everyone, all of us along the way, which is really cool. And she has a lot of thoughts about the interaction of technology and fashion, she said, in the industry itself, in fact, like from manufacturing and everything, which I think you see a lot of people talking about sort of, how to apply LEDs to a mask, or how to make a dress that makes noises when you twirl or something like that. But she is on the manufacturing side, and actually in the industry on both of these, on the fashion and technological side, sort of bring them together. So I think that this is a really interesting look that's pretty unique at the intersection of these two topics. And then, of course, our friend Mohib Zara, talking about understanding developer advocacy. That one looks pretty cool. It came out on March 2nd, talking a bit about marketing. And then, of course, there's a special episode on dealing with the coronavirus. So lots of stuff that's very topical for right now, but also more broadly applicable to hardware and business in general, starting your own small business. I'm not personally in that, it seems like way too much stress for me, but I might still give this a listen, because they've clearly got some cool people on there talking about good stuff, and I trust Sean to come out with something pretty sweet. So that's the Hello Blink Show. It's helloblinkShow.com, a podcast. You can go check out all the workshops at Hackster.io/workshops, including this Particle 101 one. And go look at the schedule at hardware.io. That's WEAR, and register for the conference. It's free. Why not? It's this Thursday and Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's a super long lunch break. That's a long tea break. I don't know. Make it work. You can do it. And you can learn a bunch of cool stuff about security with hardware from people who are very good at it. All right, that is the show for today. Hope that keeps you occupied throughout this week. If you have your own things to share, this type of thing for virtual learning while people are locked up together, you can also, one last thing, Adafruit's Show and Tell is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time every week on Wednesday, so you should check that out as well and show off your own projects. But yeah, so 4 things, I guess. I'll put that in the description as well. Anyway, yeah, if you have suggested links, send them to us, and I'll be happy to feature them in a future broadcast. Stay safe and hack on.